Welcome back to More or Less Sports. We're back. I'm joined yet again by my good friends Gev and Marvin. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Today we're going to be talking about our NHL playoff predictions thus far. Gevo, I want to start with you. Dallas Stars and Colorado Avalanche. Are the Avalanche unlucky or is Dallas that good?
The Avalanche are unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation for them. The goaltender got injured. It's the number one goaltender. So their backup is... Dallas is on one right now, right? Prior to the last game where they lost 6-4, they've been scoring goals like crazy. So I see Dallas winning Colorado for a couple of reasons. Primarily because of injuries. Eric Johnson's injured. And now you got Francouz.
What do you think about Francouz? I get it. He's not their primary goaltender.
He's not going to get it done. He's just not going to get. And Dallas, honestly, had the original goaltender not been injured, they still would have won. Right? I just feel like they're that much better. They're on one right now. They kind of remind me of the Kings in 2012, where they're just gonna smooth through. Don't care who you're playing.
Yeah, it was a nice transition.
They're scoring goals. Their goaltending is pretty good too. Kudobin. I feel like they'll match up with. I see Vegas beating the Canucks, but Canucks ain't no joke either, man.
No, they're not, bro.
Mark, what do you think, bro?
That young team is crazy. Dallas, to reiterate a little bit what's going on, when they were playing in the round robin and in the bubble, they had a very rough time. Like, they were not finding their offensive rhythm. They were not. Their defense was okay. The defense was on point, but they were having a rough time meshing. And one of the teams that had a rough time coming back from the bubble, coming back from the break, right?
Yeah.
They had a rough time. Finally got the momentum. Won 5 games in a row. So they were looking good.
And demolishing people. Bro,
now,
like
crazy. Are we gonna do? We both had Calgary winning, right?
Bro, we had Calgary. But Calgary was young. They looked good, bro.
Bring up the predictions.
Yeah, and I said in 5
They won the first 2 games, right?
No, they won game 1. Dallas tied it up. But then, like that one that went to over, that could have gone anyway, you know?
Well, that one missed
Calgary's
call, so Calgary kind of showed up for the next game, played really hard.
No.
But once they found their momentum and found their offensive identity, Dallas is on a roll. That is super underdog.
Let me ask you a question. They play really well in the power play. How long is that gonna last, in your opinion?
I think with Avalanche riddled with unfortunate injuries, like Gil said. I mean, one of their primary defensemen is out as well, right? Not just the goaltender.
Correct.
The defenseman is out. That's going to affect them, and it's going to open it up for the Dallas Stars. If they're not ready, the Dallas Stars can definitely capitalize on these injuries and move on to the next round.
Yeah. Dallas is on a mission right now, and it's very obvious. It's very obvious. So I could see them winning this in 5. I think Colorado might have won their last game of the year with the 6-4 win. Yeah, McKinnon is great, man. McKinnon is awesome. I feel like he's just carrying that team, but they're banged up right now. They don't have their number one goaltender, which is huge. That's huge in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Definitely.
Grubauer.
Grubauer's good, man. Grubauer's good.
It's solid. You're missing your primary. Yeah, you're missing your primary goaltender.
Yeah,
it's a big deal
against Arizona, but
in NHL.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for that. I'd like to move on to the Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
What a series, man. This is crazy. With the last game, with the 7-1 thrashing, which no one saw happening, I'm still taking Boston.
No, bro.
I'm taking Boston.
7-1 is no
Boston
fluke.
In 7.
In the playoffs, 7-1 is no fluke. I say Tampa in 7.
Look, 7-1, 1-0. Doesn't matter. It's still one game.
I'm still going to bring this up. So you thought that Columbus was going to be Tampa.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
But I'm going to throw it back, bro. You could say. So I thought that the Islanders were going to lose to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So now to see both teams duking it out in round 2 is definitely a series to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So currently Tampa's up 2-1 in the series.
Tampa's also missing their captain.
They are?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Stamkos is out.
He is out. And they have guys like Kucherov stepping up. Killorn, Brandon Point had a great series against Columbus. He had the 5th overtime goal. But Boston is one of the... Like, Carolina, as good as they are, they got beat in 5.
So, Gav, you say that Bruins are going to win. And you're saying Tampa's going to win.
Tampa, bro. They're a different team. I feel they have revenge on their mind, still relying on that revenge tale.
Absolutely.
They could have they've gone further in the series before a couple of years ago. Then last year they lost. They actually defeated that team that eliminated them now. So I feel like they're on a mission, and I feel like Tampa's going to take us in 7.
I'm going to go ahead and speculate and say you think the Bruins are too deep, huh?
Yeah. Again, kind of what's the situation with Colorado? Just not because of injury. Boston is going with their second goaltender right now. But Halak is a really good goaltender. He didn't have a great game 3.
No, granted, 7-1.
Expect that team to bounce back and Halak to bounce back and move him into the next round, moving on to the next round, which I think they'll play the Islanders. Islanders almost came back. So they were down 3-0. They came back. They lost in overtime, unfortunately. Philly's a great team.
Yeah.
But they're gonna lose.
I think in the East is gonna be Philly, Tampa. What are your predictions, Bill?
Philly, Boston. Excuse me, no, not Philly, Boston. Boston and Islanders.
Boston Islanders.
Okay, all right.
So we're gonna keep track. Ladies and gentlemen, keep track.
Keep them honest, guys.
And that's going to be a great series. That'll go 7. I don't know who will win that. Looking at it live right now, I don't know who will win that. But if it does happen in the Eastern Conference Finals, with my prediction, which I think will be the Islanders and the Boston Bruins, expect it to go 7. Yeah, I really can't tell who would win that right now.
It's going to go 7.
Yeah, that's going to be such low scoring. Great goaltending.
Great defense.
Whoever has the best goaltending wins that series.
Okay.
I think so. I think you're right on that one.
All right, gentlemen, I'd like to move on to the Canucks and the Knights.
Another great series. Another bounce back game.
You have to say it, Giv. Who did you have winning the previous round?
I had the Stanley Cup champion Blues. Yeah. They got.
And what happened? What did the Canucks do?
They were too fast, too young.
They knocked off the champs.
They did.
Stanley Cup champs.
And the starting of Binnington was horrible. Yeah. Horrible.
Look,
Allen wasn't that. Bro, did you see the closeout game? What they were doing to them?
Bro.
Absolute thrashing of the Stanley Cup champions.
I feel like when it comes to hockey, thrashing is the term that comes to mind. Yeah,
I guess.
I like that thrashing.
Thrashed. There was a team called the Thrashers. Atlanta Thrashers. Yeah, at one point.
I like that.
They tried to bully Vancouver, bro, and it just didn't work.
No, and they got lucky with the last. I think it was game 2 or game 3, Petrangelo's deflection goal. Yes. They went to overtime, but they lost anyway because of Horvat.
Horvat, bro. Horvat is playing
Pedersen too.
I want to ask both of you a question though. The Knights, even though the Knights are really deep, they do have this goalie controversy that's going on. Yeah. So is it going to be Marc-Andre Fleury or is it going to be Ruben Lindor?
I think with Lehner, he's going to be...
I was trying to say it the French-Canadian way.
Lehner. But I think it's still going to be Lehner.
Okay.
Marc-Andre Fleury's experience is a Stanley Cup champion. He beat my Red Wings, unfortunately, but we beat him too, so 1-1.
1-1, right?
Yeah.
But who's counting, right?
Some redemption right there.
I mean, somebody in the comment section is going to be angrily typing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Either goaltender is going to have a hard time.
Okay.
I love the Canucks, bro. I'm rooting for you guys. I'm a California team, Kings, Sharks, Ducks too. But definitely rooting for the Canucks.
I'm rooting for them too, but I don't know if they're going to win. I really want them to win.
Vegas is like...
Vegas is one of those young
experienced. They're experienced. They know what to do, man.
They're well organized.
Yeah. The organization is young, though. That is a young organization.
But I get like you. I'm pulling for the Canucks.
Yeah.
And I was going for the Blues because I predicted them, and then that turned around real quick. I was like, man, this young squad, that short-handed goal by himself by Horvat, just went through all the defense. They were out skating them. They were out playing them. Their power play, especially from that game 1, we should have taken that as like a they're gonna get thrashed.
It should have been a
game 1. Vegas showed them 5-0, bro. They showed them. Then they went back to the chalkboard.
And they returned the favor 5-2. They also scored 5. So
this team is not going away.
It seems like it was a sign for things to come.
7-2.
Sign for things to come.
Yes,
it's fair to say.
So I say Vegas in 7.
Let's be clear, guys. I want Vancouver. I want Vancouver
too. But if I'm gonna put my money,
we're both doing Vancouver.
Yes,
all right, give me some.
Okay, all right.
But
Vegas is gonna win.
But if I'm gonna put my money,
So you're both going for a Canadian team.
Yeah, I don't care. I genuinely like watching this team play.
The way these youngsters play, bro. If you see some of these games, they're outskating some of these guys by far. Give them these triple Ds. It's like fake them out, score the goal. They're like doing trick shots on these guys. Veterans, not any scrubs on any of these teams. Or nobody's a pushover.
You know what they say? They're the best defense is a good offense.
Hey, you know what? Screw it. Canucks in 7.
Okay,
I said it.
Hey, you gonna agree on that one, Marv?
If I have to put my money on somebody, I have to do it on Vegas. They're too big. They're too well organized. I think they have too many. Their downfall is not figuring out this goalie situation. That's going to be their downfall.
No, I think Markstrom's going to out-goalie both the Vegas goalies.
Definitely.
And that might be the outcome.
It might change everything. I think just without looking at the goalies, Vegas is, to reiterate, bro, too big, too strong, too organized. They have way too many veterans on that team.
Yeah.
They've been there before.
They have.
I'd like to move on, guys, to the Islanders and Flyers.
Islanders are deep.
We're gonna say that
Islanders are scary.
They're deep, but are they talented enough?
They are talented enough.
They have enough star power?
I mean, you don't have to have the most stars. That team chemistry is insane. Their goaltending is legit right now with Varlamov. The team is good, man. They got Barzal playing, Anders Lee.
What about the coaching?
Coaching is, I mean, as far as the coaching goes, they're a great defensive team. They have puck possession. That team has puck possession. They control the game. So to answer your question, they have great coaching. So it's really tough to win against the Islanders, and they really play well against the better teams in the league.
And that's when it matters, though, honestly. You could be a great season team, but when it comes to the playoffs, if you're not going to show up, what's the point?
Yeah, put up or shut up.
Put up or shut up, absolutely.
I see them matching up with Boston, like we talked about earlier.
What do you guys think about the Flyers, though? So are the Flyers out?
That's a bad matchup for them. It's a bad matchup for them.
What do you guys call it?
Islanders in 6.
I'll say Flyers in 7, bro.
Anything going for Philly?
Wow.
Well, we're on the opposite ends here, huh?
It seems like. What
do we agree on, Calgary?
I feel like you two haven't been on this. With the exception of maybe one, you guys haven't been on the same page.
No, but we've been close. He got me on the Islanders.
I got him on Vancouver. I'm still with Vancouver. I love watching that team play, man.
I'd love to see them play.
I mean, there's honestly
on hockey.
The one way to find out, guys. When the series is done, you guys can either rub in each other's faces that I was right, or maybe both of you are wrong.
That could happen. Anything could happen.
Absolutely. NHL is one of those leagues where literally on any given night, any team can knock off any other team.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel it's
best playoffs too.
One of the last kind of like real man sports, like testosterone. Kind of put it where your mouth is.
Very fast game.
Very fast.
And that's why I feel like the Canucks have an advantage, right?
They're fast. Finesse. It's the finesse in hockey. You're on skates. Finesse. Someone's trying to literally put your face through plated glass. And your goaltender has such an enormous responsibility. Yes. He's the last line of defense.
And even sometimes they get hit. Like, a lot of times still getting hit, the goalies.
Yeah, the goalies are getting hit in other ways, though. They're getting hit in other ways.
They get screened a lot. I mean, it's a very physical game. I played roller hockey one year, which I could NHL, like, well,
I think it's a little bit different. I think it's just a tad bit different. But I would say that you at least were able to experience. I never played roller hockey or ice hockey. But watching hockey, I've got a great deal of respect for those guys. And I would say of all the sports, the NHL athletes, though, in my opinion, are the most humble when it comes to the professional sports.
Most nicest athletes, too.
Most professional and most humble.
They don't get paid like NBA players, like baseball players, but they should. They should, man. Hockey's an amazing sport.
Your career could be cut short at any given moment. The injuries that you guys can...
It's the concussions.
The concussions is huge with hockey.
I would say hockey and football, it's concussions. Those two sports in particular.
They should get... I think that they respect the game a lot more. There's I think the other sports should take notes. There's still 0 cases, confirmed cases. With
Yeah,
the
it's a
NHL,
great point. That's
with
a
the
great
NHL.
point.
So I feel these other organizations should take notes. They're the only one that have absolutely no corona cases at this point.
Maybe these guys are taking their craft a little bit more seriously than maybe some of the other athletes in their professional fields.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, you could say that. And
It's unfortunate though. We're not gonna have games for tomorrow and
They're
the next day,
postponed.
possibly the next day.
As they stand, they're postponed for the future being.
But when it comes back, man.
When it comes
When
back,
it comes back,
It comes back.
bro.
I'm
I mean,
excited.
I can't wait.
I don't think Gev says that there's nothing like NHL playoffs just for the sake of saying
There's
it.
nothing like the NHL playoffs, okay?
We've seen
There
it just
isn't.
with the
Everyone
last
knows
few
this. If you don't know this, now you know it, bro. There's nothing like the NHL playoffs. I'm
Kids,
sorry.
put it in your notes.
And right now, there's no fans. And with fans, bro, the energy is out of this world.
I went to a Kings game about 3 years ago, and I had the time of my life. I had
And
some good
there's
seats.
nothing like going to a hockey game.
Yeah,
And
no,
you guys know I love basketball.
Yeah.
There's nothing like going to a live hockey game.
No, there's not at all. I had a blast. I've been to 2 professional basketball games, 1 college basketball game, and I've been to 1 hockey game. Same center, Staples Center. It was such a different. It was a night and day
It's
difference.
night and day.
Everybody's into the game. Everybody's
Night and
having
day.
a great time. You can feel the rivalry, and you can feel that these guys literally go out there and they put everything out there.
And they're cheaper than basketball.
Oh, significant.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, I was like, all
Significantly.
seats were like, what? Like, how much?
I'm blessed to say,
It's like
bro, I've
my,
been
my favorite team
to
isn't
so
in
many
this
games.
city. So they used to be in the Western Conference. I see them twice a year. Now they're only here once. But if I ever go to Detroit, the only reason why I would go to Detroit will be to see the Red Wings.
Yep.
And that's always been a dream of mine.
Well, I've been blessed to go to a lot of basketball games, especially Laker games, but they don't compare to the energy that some of these NHL fans.
No, of
Can you-
course.
I never I've been lucky enough to go to an NHL playoff game though, like live. Watching
It's a
that.
little bit. It's a little bit more pricey, but I'm
talking about the experience.
No, and I would say
God.
That's something we have to
sometimes
work
you
on.
can't put a price tag on euphoria, and I definitely do think that would be one of those feelings where you're just like, I can't believe this is going on. Feeling the vibrations of that ring.
Yeah, man. There's nothing like
When
it.
somebody scores, the place goes berserk,
Yeah.
Like out of this world.
out of this world, and it's indoor. It's not like soccer, where if somebody scores,
You're like getting your hot
Yeah,
dog in
yeah.
line, and then like the place is going nuts. Like, oh, I missed it, you know. But I don't know. We'll see.
Gentlemen.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting the way the NHL playoffs. I hope we still see games. You know,
fingers crossed. I
Fingers
really hope
crossed,
so
man.
too. I
Fingers
hope it doesn't
crossed.
get postponed.
This does benefit some of the teams if they're a little banged up. Could help them heal a little bit. And
But I mean, Marvin, how much time? Here's the problem. If we keep pushing, when are the playoffs gonna end, man?
yeah, and let's
we
not
don't-
forget
we
that
don't
we
know.
were
We're up in
not
the air.
we didn't have sports for like 3 months.
No, we
Yes.
didn't have sports for 5 months.
5 months.
What was it, 5
It
months?
was 5 months.
5 months.
February. It was from February. No, March. I'm sorry.
March,
It was from
April,
March, April, May,
May,
June,
June,
July.
July.
It's embarrassing that we're counting on our fingers, but sometimes you gotta count on your fingers. What are you gonna do?
Well, 'cause we're
What are you gonna do? I do it at work all the time. So you owe $6,000. No, but look. All jokes aside, gentlemen, thank you so much again for your
Thank you, man.
commentary on this.
Always a pleasure.
Gentlemen, you know what to do. Stay tuned for more or less.